CanPL Central, welcome back, everybody.
This is a very special, not an offside trap, not a Monday recap, but just a special video recapping the crazy, eventful, yet beautiful 2020 CanPL season. How was that? Was that good?
That was amazing.
Good
All right,
intro?
so let's get to it. Let's just dive right in.
Yeah, let's dive right in. We've been gone for a minute. When was our last upload? It was like August, right? Beginning of August?
Right before the games.
Yeah. And to start off, we got quite a bit of questions asking us, when we were going to be making videos and getting our thoughts, on the season and on the games, on the crazy stuff that happened. To be honest with you, I don't know about you, Ped, but things got a little crazy.
Life,
Life gets in the way. Oh, as my arm disappeared there.
We're
Trying
on
to got green screen here. But yeah, we've both been busy. It's been hard to get together and like make a video.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Just diving right into it. The schedule was really making it hard to watch the games and to even get like an opinion on what was going on. I don't know about you, but that's for me at
no,
least.
I agreed. So with the schedule, so I know they switched it around last minute and they did this and that, but
Yeah.
to me, I can get to that many games either again, life and everything. But I did try to catch as many games as I could, and I watched highlights right after the games when I didn't watch the games.
Me
And I
too.
had notifications on my phone when I wasn't able to watch the games. I was
Yeah.
getting information. But so, what do you think? How do you think with what you saw? What do you think about the whole season?
Just on a whole, I say,
Yeah.
you know what, for what the league had to work with, for what a very young professional sports league had to work with, they did good. I mean, I'm not, maybe not good, but they didn't do terrible. Like they didn't throw the season away. It wasn't crappy quality. The players were pretty good for the most part. From the odd matches that I was able to watch in full, I was surprised. Like I saw the opening game. We both saw the opener,
That was special.
and that was such a special game.
Yeah.
That was a crazy scoreline. I mean, 4 goals in the opener of the second season was pretty wild.
Mhm.
I thought Calvary was going to win that game personally going into it.
You know what? Let's dive right in. So yeah, so again, I thought the same. I thought that, you know, as a whole, the league did pretty good, but they could have, there was always room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
But they did the best with what they had, and at least I'm happy we got a season.
Yeah, yeah.
Just happy that we got to watch some soccer and these guys got to play. And man, it was crazy.
It was.
It was pretty crazy.
I mean, there like a couple of games, 3 games actually, or no, sorry, 2 games, I'll say, that really just stood out from everything else, in my opinion. They were really the only like 2 games that I watched fully, or one, not two. I saw a couple more fully, but one of the few games I watched fully. It was obviously the opener, so that was pretty wild, and then it was Atletico Ottawa's first game, which I mean that was crazy too. I mean, we saw them score their first ever goal, and they got their first ever red card in the same damn game. So they made history.
And again, I remember in our recap video in our preview video before the season started, we thought that they were going to be awful and they were just going to get destroyed every game. That wasn't the case. They weren't that bad.
No, like they weren't terrible. Obviously they didn't make it into the second round.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, outside of, their supporters, I don't know how many people were like predicting them to win or go to the semis, right? So yeah, they did pretty good for a quarantine league.
Yeah.
And the first ever time they have to play pro football. They did good.
Them not ever playing a professional game before that.
Right.
Team ever. I think they did better than we were all expecting. So, shout out to them. And I see potential, with the games I caught and I watched them play.
Hmm.
I see a lot of potential, and I definitely think they're gonna be. They could be one of the top teams. They could be up there with Forge Cavalry.
I think so too.
Yeah,
And you know, we'll see if there's an expansion team for next season. But if there is, I definitely don't think, you know, I think Ottawa's going to get ahead of them and ahead of most of the pack next season.
yeah, I agree. So we both made lists, and let's just kick it off with number one.
Let's do it. So out of we've got five categories actually that we're going to be going over. So the first category, we're just going to talk about the biggest disappointments during the season.
All right.
Okay. So I don't know if you have something different, but I feel like we're gonna have the same answer. For me, it's easily York 9.
Yeah.
Easily. You know, I know we both live in the area, like we both live in Ontario. I guess York 9 is technically our team. York 9, Forge,
That's the most we've been to.
Ottawa. We've been to York the most. I say they're the biggest disappointment. Just, I mean, I thought they were easily gonna get to the semis.
Yeah, me too.
Easily this year. You know, with Manny, with Telfer, you know, Ingham going into the season.
Yeah,
And what happened, Pad?
and so yeah, I don't really know. I was expecting a lot of sorry, I'm forgetting his name, but the new player they got from Spain. We mentioned it in
Oh,
the previous video.
yeah, the from Madrid.
Yeah, we'll put his name on the screen when I'm
Yeah,
reading this. But I thought, he did score a really nice goal, and he was playing pretty well. But yet again,
it was sorry, it was Rivero.
yeah, Rivero. Just something about York just doesn't seem like either they're very, very good or they're just
Mm.
terrible. There's kind of like no in between, and they can. I don't know. It's just something about York is they need to change something if they're gonna succeed in the next season. I
And I
think.
was just gonna ask you, what do you think that change should be, just off the top, if you have one? Because you know they placed fifth, so like they weren't terrible, but you know, coming in, their record was 2-4-1, so that's pretty mediocre. You know,
But
those draws have to get lowered.
when you're getting a player though from overseas like that,
Mm.
you need to figure out a way to kind of build a team around him. And you have players like Manny, he was great.
Yeah, Manny was crazy, and we're
Yeah,
gonna talk more about him later.
yeah. But I honestly I think the change York has to be like they have the quality, so it's got to be like management, not maybe not coaching. I don't. I Something has to be done. I
Interesting.
think. Yeah.
I was thinking coaching. That's my thing. It's just I don't. Maybe it's too early to say because it's only the second season.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know, back to back. Like last year, they messed up during the break. That's when they lost a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
And this year, I don't know, they just weren't really vibing like
No.
off the bat.
And I know we can't really you can't really judge a team on this because this was a tournament, so it wasn't like this everything going on. It's gonna affect the players. They're living in a
Right.
bubble, so it's definitely they're not gonna be playing like 100%. But I don't know. It's just something York's gotta step it up. I think if next season um they don't get the results, then they're gonna have to do some changes.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And yeah, for them that was a major that was a major disappointment for me. And you know, and just another one would be like I was thinking Atletico Ottawa just because of where they placed. I thought they were going to place a little higher in the table than second last, but either way, like I didn't expect them to go into that second round, and I thought with the two wins that they got and the couple draws that they did okay.
Yeah, I thought it did fine too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, biggest disappointment is of course York too. Like we discussed.
Break my heart.
Yeah.
Break my heart, York.
All right, shall we?
Let's do it. Transition.
So the next one we have is biggest surprises. So what surprised us the most in this tournament?
Surprise, Pedro. It's HFX, man. Halifax making it to the damn finals. Like I don't know, I couldn't believe it for the first couple hours. You know,
From last place to second. They were last place last season.
poetic.
At last.
Cinderella story, man.
Yeah,
Like miracles happen on the pitch. Let me tell you.
good on them. Like, I don't know, just
And you know what? Like you said, like this is kind of like a tournament instead of like a season. They took full advantage of it. They changed the way they thought about I guess about the season,
yeah.
and they just came in full force and shook the league up.
And I really think last season the traveling really hit them because, as you
Yeah,
know,
that's
they're on
true.
the coast. So with
True.
this, it's every team has such a like equal
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to win that it just shows that they have quality and they have good players. They know what
Yeah.
they're doing, and I think this is like huge for them. This is a win. Getting to the final from
Oh yeah.
being dead last and getting to the final next season. I think if I'm a Halifax fan, I'm happy.
Like 100%. I'm re-upping on my season tickets if
Hmm.
I'm a Halifax fan. Like
Yeah,
honestly, like they should pat themselves on the back. Like they did, other than other than a couple mistakes during the season, like a couple slip ups. Man, Halifax surprising me in the best way.
all right, so yours is Halifax.
Mine's Halifax.
To me, this is gonna be obvious, but it's my biggest surprise
Oh,
is Forge winning it 2 years in a row.
they're two for two.
I didn't think they could do it. I did not think they could do it. You know, I thought it was gonna be Cavalry because they want revenge, they want that title.
Yep. Yep.
But they did it, man. They did it.
They did it. They heard you. They see you hating on them, and they prove you wrong.
Yeah, and they're the best team right now. Watching them play, they're the best team in the
They're the
CPL,
best team.
100%.
You know, Becker came to life this year. Like, my God, like,
Oh man,
imagine if you played like that last season.
yeah. And I remember I was watching. I forget what game it was, but the commentator was saying how he is at a level beyond CPL. Like he plays like he's in a different league,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he showed it, man. He really he's such a captain.
Yeah, and so many assists that he got and plays that he was doing. It's so weird. I don't know, it's cringy, but like he just reminded me of like it just made me think of like Xavi or something, like
Like yeah,
for,
he's
for
like
a second.
a playmaker.
Yeah, like the Canadian Xavi.
Yeah, that's what the Canadian Chavi. All right,
Canadian
that's
Xavi.
the name now.
You
But
heard
yeah,
it first on CanPL Central. But yeah, man.
yeah, he carried that team. He's really solid. He's good. And I
Right?
honestly, after they sold Borges, I didn't think they were going to be able to get there.
To keep it going. I think a lot of people felt that way.
Yeah.
Right? Like Cavalry's probably like,
Yeah, they're like,
oh,
all right,
damn,
let's
like
do
this is
this.
it. And then the first game came and they're like, oh, maybe it's not it. Maybe we got to wait till next year.
And then they got beat by Halifax. And then
Oh, that's crazy too. And we'll talk more about that later because I
all right,
want to talk about that semis.
let's do it. Okay.
Okay, but yeah, Forge winning. A surprise. I kind of knew that one was coming. Not gonna lie, but surprise of the season. Oh, and I guess an honorable mention for me. I'll say Pacific scoring 4 goals on Halifax in the first half. Okay, like I don't know where the hell that came from, but it was. I think it was either the second last or the last game of the season. I'm forgetting.
It
now.
was the last, I think, because Halifax had already qualified.
They qualified, yeah. So
Yeah.
what a way just to to wish some luck in the finals,
Oh, good luck.
Just
There's 4 goals.
thrash them.
Oh man, honorable mention goes to Pacific.
Crazy.
So
All right,
you go into the next one.
let's go to the next one.
All right. Now the big one, player of the season.
Okay.
Kick it off. Kick it off.
Man, I don't know where to start. I don't actually know. You know what? I was gonna go one way, but God, he deserved it. It goes to Becker, man. It goes to Becker.
Yep, so I agree. Same here.
Bingo. I mean, should we even elaborate on it? Like
We kind of already did. I mean, we
And,
talked
yeah,
about
we-
the carried Forge, and he's a captain. He's a leader. He knows what he's doing.
right.
He's
And it's and yeah, like he just about him stepping up to the plate and actually and rising to the occasion.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Him or I would have said Garcia, just because he had the most goals.
No, he
And
was solid. He was really.
he was real solid for Halifax.
Yeah.
And a huge reason why is that they even made it to the finals. But,
Oh yeah. If they can figure out a way to take more advantage of that, of his goal scoring, then they're a threat. Next season they're a threat.
Oh, 100%. But there
But
we go. Okay.
let's
Player
go
of the
to
season. Congrats to Becker. All right, let's move on to goal of the season.
all right. So I'll start by saying there were a lot of bangers. It was hard to choose. There was a lot of really good goals. A lot more than last season. Like last season there were some goals that were like, every goal was kind of like average. But it was like, but this season, they were going crazy.
They were.
But my favorite goal has to be Manny's free kick against Halifax.
On the 23rd,
Yeah.
August 23rd.
Is it 2020? Yeah, it was some.
23rd. Yeah.
But it was just such a beautiful free kick. I mean, it was like the perfect Messi vibes,
Yeah. Manny doing Manny things.
Manny's from Argentina. Messi's from Argentina. Maybe they have that connection somewhere.
I mean, they grew up. They were neighbors. Who knows?
Yeah. But that's my favorite goal. What's yours?
For me, oh my God, this is tough. I'm gonna say honestly, it was. Oh, actually, no, I know. It was Mavia's goal. It was for Cavalry against Halifax, and actually, I messed it up because sorry, I was thinking about for August 23rd. That this game was on August 23rd, not the York game. But yeah, dude, it was Mavia. I don't know if you saw it, but he was literally like on the left, like outside of the box.
Yeah.
And literally turned around, hit it, and from like 20 yards out, it just went in, like no problem. So unexpected. Like I mean, I don't know how anyone who can get it on target from that angle and from that distance, and the man just hit it top right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there were so many bangers this season. Every goal was, at least once a match, it'll be a nice goal.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to Mo Babuli.
Oh yeah.
For that chip. A nice chip. Was it an assist from Becker or?
It was an assist from Becker.
Oh my God, he chipped Carducci, hits the bar, and then goes bar down.
Oh, and you know what? I don't know if they counted it as his goal because someone else tipped it in after.
Really?
But I think it went in. I think it crossed the line when he chipped it. I don't know. There was like some confusion.
To me, it's his goal. He did.
Yeah, it's his goal.
And, Metro Stars legend, Mississauga Metro Stars legend. And he had a really good season. Babuli, for his first season here.
Yeah. He really he shows that he can keep up and he belongs.
Oh yeah. And his assist in the final goes like did you see the first goal Forge scored?
Yeah.
That was
crazy.
Lobbed it over and then you just easy header for the player, but
that should have been the only goal in the match. They shouldn't have scored two.
With the error. That error. What can you do? It's turf. Yeah. I don't want to, I don't even want to mention that. Feel bad for the guy.
He's gonna get put on the trade block soon.
Yeah.
No, he'll stay. But yeah, goal of the tournament. And now I guess on to the last little topic we're gonna be covering is just the play of the tournament. So just overall play, whether that's, a nice assist, I don't know, a nice little 1-2, maybe someone hit the bar, just overall.
Man, I'm gonna have to think of this one. You go.
Me thinking of it. I think for me, it's okay. So you said Becker's assist for Babui.
Yeah.
That was a great play. For me, it was a Campbell goal when they were facing Halifax, and the cross that came in, I forget who crossed it, but it was like outside. He crossed it with the outside of his left foot and just pinged it, and then Campbell just went down and headed it like bottom left. And that was just one of the many crazy plays in the tournament.
Oh man! See, for me, I think my play of the season it's got to be the goal in the final, the Forge goal, because it's just the stakes in that goal. And when Babui passed it to him, he could have shot and gone for the
Yeah.
being the star shooting.
Yeah.
But at that moment, he decided to cross it, and it was just such a well placed cross. It was like a lob. It wasn't even like a cross. It just goes like that, and then to me, that's the play. And in that moment, it's like that's when they won. I think that's when Halifax were screwed.
Yeah, because for what it meant, because Halifax, the second goal came in like the 90th minute, so Halifax was basically done by then.
Yeah.
And okay, like you can argue like they still had stoppage time to get an equalizer,
but they weren't.
But yeah, it's Forge. Like
yeah, it didn't look like they were gonna get it. But I think that to me, it's just that was the goal of the season and the circumstances. Like the guy is new to the league.
Yeah.
He's like brand new to Forge, and he adapted so well. So that's my play of the season.
Right. Borges leaves, he comes in.
Yeah.
Expectations on the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really sets in. It sets in.
But
so there we go. Anything else you want to talk about?
Honorable mentions. I want to give a shout out to Pacific for making it into this top four. And Cavalry, I did have them up there with one of the disappointments, but I scratched that because they made it to they basically made it to the top four. So
I mean, yeah, they finished first overall.
Yeah. So like,
oh, I'll say, you know what? One Soccer, shout out to you. Shout out to you, One Soccer.
Shout out to One Soccer. Way better content than we do.
I'll say shout out to One Soccer for real, because they put up the highlights for me like instantly.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I come home from work, I love seeing those as soon as I come home from work because I can't watch them. So shout out.
And they're putting great content. They're talking, they're putting everything. They're putting, they're showing Davies how he's playing in the.
Yeah.
And they're doing interviews. Like, what's going on, One Soccer? They should advertise it more. I didn't know. So I look like I don't know these videos. So I go on their channel and then I start seeing all these interviews.
Yeah. And they're not getting a lot of views, and they should be.
Yeah. Maybe because only available in Canada. Who knows? And shout out to like the people working at the games.
Yeah. Yes. For staying safe.
Yeah.
Or trying their best to stay safe, keeping everything clean.
Big production. Everything. All the camera, crew.
Everything. Because a lot of people probably underestimate the amount of people it takes to get this like stuff up and running. Just for us.
And especially now that you have to be like extra careful, you probably requires like more detail, more attention to detail. Everything has to be perfect.
And like they're limiting the amount of people that can be together, kind of like what you were saying. And yeah, it's hard. Like you can't cut down on something like that.
No, and they finished the season not one positive case, I think, not one.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, and well, they played in a good location, right? Like PEI has like nothing, right?
Yeah. Better than us.
Yeah. Especially right now going forward. Well, hopefully, the world gets better going forward,
And then next we can have a proper season.
Yes.
Let's end it on that. Hopefully next season we can be in the stadium.
Whether that's at York Lions Stadium or at Tim Hortons Field.
Yeah.
Or if you're all the way in Pacific.
I'll take BMO at this point.
Would you take Paramount Center?
Oh yeah. We should talk about in a different video. We'll talk about the Canadian Championship, how they're gonna do all that, the final, because it's gonna be Forge versus TFC.
Yeah.
The QEW Derby.
Yeah, the QEW. Is that official? Is that the name?
That's I name it that. I call it that.
Oh, trademark it.
But that'll be it. That should be its own thing. A preview.
Yeah, it will be.
But when we know how it's gonna happen and everything.
And yeah, I guess on that's a nice way to end it. We have lots of different ideas.
Yeah.
For content coming up.
Yep. So stay tuned. Follow the Instagram, CanPL Central, Twitter, CanPL Central.
And you're already on the YouTube. So click subscribe, hit that bell.
And we'll see
Ding ding.
you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.